Oh, all right. Go ahead, Daren. Kick it off.
All right. Well, hello, and welcome to a Discord recording. We couldn't get together this week face to face, so we have a Discord recording of 3 Foot Good.
Hopefully it's better this time around than our last attempt at this. But
Yeah.
we think we got it figured out.
It will absolutely be better because we have Tech Wizard Rich, who's got things going for us. Say hi, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
Yeah, there you go. So, in case you didn't see our community post, there may have been something that happened this week in Star Wars Legion.
And we're gonna talk. Well, no, it's not really in Star Wars Legion though.
Well,
it's just in AMG. So
it's in AMG, which may or may not
affect Star Wars Legion.
Affect Star Wars Legion, right?
So to get everybody up to date, in case nobody actually knows what we're talking about, on Wednesday, AMG did a announcement saying they were doing a special Twitch live stream early for them since they're on the West Coast. They then announced a wonderful new game called Star Wars Shatterpoint, which in all intents and purposes looks like it's going to be a MCP, which is Marvel Crisis Protocol type game for Legion, or for Star Wars, not for Legion. So I guess the way I'm going to go with this is I'm going to go off the things that are negative, for me at least, on this to start with, so then we can end on the things that are positive. Wednesday I was quite salty. As I finally saw Facebook and Discord blowing up over it.
Daren was salty too.
Yeah. I told Daren about it, and then Daren got really salty as well. It was really too bad we couldn't record that night, because it would have been a very different recording. We would have had to have done a second recording to be like, okay, so we thought about it, and it's it's still not good in my opinion. I mean, it's good that there's another Star Wars game coming out, because more Star Wars, yay. But for Legion, I have lots of concerns. So what does this mean? AMG currently has 4 games, miniature games, that they support. They've got MCP, X-Wing, Armada, and Legion. They are now adding a 5th one to this, and as far as I've been able to find, they have not added any new people. The people that are producing this are the same ones that do all of their other games. So now you're taking your pool of talent and you're diluting it more now. Not great. I think maybe not horrible, but
I think they'd already been diluted though. So they had been working on this for 3 years.
Over 3 years, they said.
Over 3 years.
They were working on this before they got Legion. And I believe if I read something right, it was supposed to come out last year, but COVID kind of pushed everything out. Right. So that's why it didn't get released last year.
And y'all have to understand, this is a little bit of speculation from some of the stuff that we could put together and from what other people have said. So, I mean, we don't have.
Oh no, they did say that they were doing this for more than 3 years.
Right.
So they've been developing this for some time.
Now, MCP is their favorite game. Yeah, they're not going to tell you that, but from what you can, it's their game. It's understandable, and I think they got the rights to Star Wars so they could produce this. I think that's one of the reasons I think they wanted it.
Asmodee created them to make MCP because they had the Marvel license, and they had the Legion license. So they're like, hey, you guys can also go ahead and do this thing you did for Marvel for Star Wars.
Right.
And then the speculation is Asmodee was like, well, hey, if they're going to make these 2 miniature games, we'll just give them all the miniature games, and FFG can just do board and card games. And that's when the shuffle up at Asmodee, they reshuffled everything, and X-Wing, Armada, and Legion went to AMG, kind of out of nowhere, and then FFG is still just doing the board game, card game sort of things.
Yeah. So it kind of seems like, now for me, I have a concern on their ability to be able to support all of these games at the same time. Is that with you also, Tyler? Is that
well, I mean, they say that they, are currently supporting 4. They're going to add in a 5th. I really wouldn't say what they're doing with Armada is supporting it.
Right. Okay. Fair.
And I feel like that's what's going to happen with X-Wing soon, and then Legion soon after that. Now, this might still be years away, because we still have a ton of Legion releases
Absolutely.
that we know
Absolutely.
are coming.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
we're getting Rebel Boba. We've got Gideon and the Dark Troopers have been spoiled. We know Fulcrum and Ventress are coming out. We know we're getting Ewoks. We're getting the Imperial Endor Battle Force. We know we are getting the Remnant Battle Force. So there are still things coming. Cody is coming with his buddies.
A lot of cool shit is coming.
Right. So by no means is Legion just dead.
No.
But they've been having issues with getting their stuff out and produced, their content created, and now they're just going to add to it. Now, supposedly, they said in the Twitch stream they're doing a different distribution model with this to help alleviate with the distribution problems that they've had.
Which is cool.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to see it.
Right. But then again, they also decided not to make this the same scale as Legion.
Okay, now we're getting into a point where it still has me a little salty. Okay.
Right. I am still immensely salty because a lot of the terrain that I have made has been Legion scale for this, that I've homemade. And going from Legion scale, which is about 28 millimeter, give or take, and they're going to the roughly, it looks like, we don't know for certain, it looks like it's the MCP, which is more of like along the 40 millimeter. They're bigger models. They've got more detail to them, so that's great. But it's not compatible with the crap I already have that I could just easily plug and play, which, yeah, you don't get me to buy all of the core sets, except you will because of what they're releasing, and we'll get into that later.
So,
yeah, if they would have just made this the same scale as Legion.
I'm 1,000% on board then. 1,000%. Everything crosses over, same scale. But see, the problem is they want to make money. They didn't do this for us as the gaming community. They did it to make money, and it's their favorite. So,
well, and again, they had MCP. MCP was their only game, so hey, we'll go ahead and make it in this same scale.
Yeah.
And so I can see why they didn't do it in Legion scale, because they didn't have Legion. And if you've already got a year of development in, and then all of a sudden you get Legion and Armada and X-Wing, okay, you're not going to midstream maybe change the scale. I mean, that's probably not feasible. I don't want a game company, but that's the fact that it's not the same scale as Legion. That's going to hurt because of the price point, and I have to assume the price point's going to be the same as MCP. And MCP, though not expensive, it's not cheap at all. I mean, it's like $100+ for the core set, which is okay what we pay, and then you're paying for squads that are like 2 to 3 guys in MCP, and you're paying what, like $30-40 for them. I don't know. I don't play MCP, but they're more because they're bigger models. You're using more plastic. I get it. I understand that part of it. That's economics. But so now, and like the Obi-Wan sculpt, it's the exact same sculpt as Legion, except it's larger.
Yeah,
at least everything else, like Rex's stance, at least he has one arm up. So it's not the exact same pose, but everything else is like different. It looks different. The models look great that they've showed off. I'm assuming we'll put a link in for the actual AMG trailer for it. It's like a minute-long trailer. I mean, it looks
fantastic.
Cool.
It looks fantastic. But I guess when I want to play that, and I'm not big into MCP, but when I want to play that, I can play MCP, I guess. So,
they did say in a post that it is a different game than MCP. It's not going to be the exact same mechanic. So there's going to be some difference, but there's also not force users and lightsabers and stuff like that in MCP. They just have mutant abilities. So, yeah, the scale thing is not off. And then the other thing I'm salty about, and I'm still salty about it, but this is also one of the selling points for this game for me, is the heroes that are available right out of the gun for this game that are not available in Legion, which obviously they have the licensing to make it because they've made it for this game. Like, they're doing the core box is more or less Season 7 of the Clone Wars. It is Siege of Mandalore. It's Bo-Katan, couple Mandalorians, Ahsoka as Season 7 Ahsoka leading the Siege of Mandalore, Maul, the Mandalorians. It could be Gar Saxon and Rook Cass. You can't really tell because of the shots. And it's just like, man, everybody's getting Ahsoka, but the Republic and Legion, we probably should have got her first. And I'm still salty over that because, yeah, or at least got her at the same time. Maybe not necessarily just first at the same time. But then they showed we're getting Luminara and Barriss. Oh, that's cool. They talked about getting Mace and Padme and Kit Fisto and Cad Bane. They showed Jango Fett. That's cool. Dooku is in it. Magna Guard is in it. But in the picture that has Luminara and Barriss, there's 2 other clones with them, and they're clone commandos. And I lost my shit. I was just like, somebody had said something about how, oh, look, commandos are confirmed. And I'm like, wait, what? So I had to go back through and rewatch it because I missed it the first time. I thought they were just probably like the shiny clones, like straight out of Camino, like in their little training garb. And so I didn't think anything of it until I actually was looking and I paused. And yep, those are 2 commando clones. So there's Republic commandos, which is awesome, which is what I wanted in Legion for a long time, but I get them in this game instead. So it's like, well, okay. So they can get all these cool things for this game. Well, you obviously, Lucasfilm is okay making the minis then. Why can't you just port that over into Legion? Yes, I know you have to balance the rules. And yes, this is going to be much more of a squad-based hero hammer, lots of force powers, lots of special abilities sort of things. But I saw that and I was salty. I was very salty. If you could see the text messages between Daren and me, yes. Yes.
Never go to bed mad.
No, I got it all out. I got it all out Wednesday. So I'm just like, this is bullshit. And again, and I get it. They are 2 separate games.
And they're a company and they're trying to make money. They are a company and they're trying to make money. And I get that. And I think everybody that plays Legion should also get that. But you know, when you see some of the stuff that you've wanted in Legion for quite some time,
show up over here,
show up in the other game, you're like, wait a fucking minute here.
In the
What's going on?
Yeah.
Right. So that's one of the things you're just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
They get this? Why they start with it? We don't know what's in the core set yet. But this also appears to be very terrain intensive, like multiple elevations. You're going to need buildings. You're going to need that MCP kind of terrain, which supposedly there's a good deal of it comes in the box from what they said.
Right. Which is cool.
So, which is cool, but then that means I've got to make different terrain now.
But if you want to spend the money, if you want to spend the money, I'm sure there's people working on terrain right now for it.
Just use the MCP terrain. I mean,
well, they're upscaling some of the stuff for it. Yep. Yeah, they're doing that right now. I guarantee it.
Guarantee you. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is 2 separate games, but it's the fact that there's been so many dropped balls on them with Legion and with X-Wing and with Armada. That's just like, man, do they even care? Like, is it just they're just going to string this along until we get these last set of releases out? Because somebody mentioned, no game can go indefinitely. You know, Armada's probably at 80% of the number of ships they could have. X-Wing is close behind that. And somebody said Legion's at like 50% of the models they could use. And I'm like, the hell they are. There is a ton more they could do. And they just released 2 new factions into Armada right before they put it in hiatus. Now, it's not canceled. They're still supporting it. They did their print and play rapid reinforcements or whatever it was for it. I don't do Armada either. So there was a print and play to, hey, do this. But I have a feeling that might be the way they go. Maybe in a year or 2, we're done getting minis for Legion. Here's a print and play battle force that you can use with these other minis that you could already do instead of adding to what there is.
Yeah, but
because
we don't know
Legion
that yet.
Isn't there yet. No, I don't. But that's just my speculation, and that's me being a grumpy old man, I guess.
Well, yeah, okay, but we are both gamers. Have been doing this for a very long time through a very different and varied set of rules. I've got, and we're Rich and I'll do a video of some of the. I mean, I've got the 40K books and the fantasy battle books and the new editions for all these different things to prove how many times I've been through this, drinking the Kool-Aid, and I get it. I understand that the company's got to make money, but I think you also have to think of the community. But the community also has to, I think for ourselves sometimes. So Tyler and I have talked, not since like Wednesday, right? We talked Wednesday? I think it was about last time we talked about this.
Wednesday or Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
Right. So, and I've started working on a same kind of game using the Legion rules. So the points would be way low, using the exact same Legion rules, and we're going to see if we can get some of our guys to play test it once I get
a not more time sort of game. Because we don't want to IP infringe on anybody out there.
Yeah, or a not Necromunda type game.
Right.
So
so sort of you would have like one leader type, another maybe minor sergeant type, and then some extra dudes, and the extra dudes will gain experience, and it'll be
kind of a campaign
cool.
system. Yeah. And so working on that using the actual Legion system and using whatever
what Stormtide does. They use the Legion mechanics for their own narrative play.
Yeah.
Only not full battles. We're only going to do like, hey, you need 7 guys or 5 guys, or something along those lines.
Yeah, and so we're working on something like that
we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. And since we're cheap, once we get it, we'll throw it up on our page, and you guys can tear it apart or have fun with it or do whatever. So so we're working on that, because once you start looking at all the stuff you have, and I don't know,
all the stuff you wish was out there, just do it yourself.
Yeah, just do it yourself.
We'll see it. I mean, and it could fall flat. We could get halfway through and realize, we got in over our heads. We don't know how to balance anything. Clones are great and everything else sucks.
No wonder nobody's done this. But so we're gonna mess with that a little bit. So we'll see where we go, see what happens.
But I mean,
if you guys, and if you guys have any ideas, if you're actually listening to this, because there's no video,
well, they'll be maybe we'll just keep running the pictures that are in the reveal trailer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Or Rich will come up with something because it's Rich and he's awesome.
He's a fucking genius. So we'll you still there, Rich? He's quiet. He's been quiet.
I'm still here.
Yeah, he's still there.
All right, good. Hopefully we're not committing into things you can't do.
That's what I'm thinking. How am I going to make this work?
It'll be a picture. It's fine. He'll put a picture up, just not us.
Ooh, we could use some of them hot naked girls, or not naked girls. Yeah, as picture. Maybe this could be the biggest one. People just look at hot naked girls and listen to us talk. Yeah.
So I mean, end result here. It's not coming out till next year. Pre-orders start in January. They're going to be demoing it at Adepticon for release of summer of next year.
Right.
They did, and I will give them kudos to this. They did put out on their Facebook page, I believe, they are looking for playtesters for this game. So they have an application process. So it looks like maybe they're going to get more of a community involvement in playtesting of it, so that there may not be some issues that we've had in Legion where some things have overperformed because they were used in a way that the current playtesters did not foresee them being used in. But we'll see. Again, and it might fracture the Legion community. There was a whole bunch of toxicity on the Facebook group for a couple days, which isn't good. I mean, one, it's a Legion Facebook group, so bitching about Shatterpoint in a non-Shatterpoint Facebook group kind of defeats the purpose. All you're going to do is run people away from Legion.
But okay, here's the deal though, and it's something that I don't think some people take into account or understand. When you're talking to miniature gamers and with a something like Legion, um, when you spend the money, it's kind of like when they went to second edition with X-Wing. I wasn't like thrilled with it, but it didn't like make me near as mad because I hadn't put the time and effort into the models that you do with something like Legion. You buy them, they're already painted, you play, all you got to do is change the cardboard or do whatever. So it didn't bother me near as much. With something like this, when you buy those models and you put them together and you prime them and you paint them, and I think there's more time vested in it, and I think that's time
Oh
and
yeah,
energy.
yeah.
I
I
think I think
remember when the old world ended.
yeah, yeah, I think that I think that heightens uh, the disappointment or the concern. It's not just the money or the game; it's also all the time and effort and energy that's put into the models. And I think that's one of the reasons everybody's there. Most people are pretty passionate about Star Wars anyway, but then you take and you throw all that time into it, and then you start making possible changes or things like that that people get a little worried and more concerned, and it's understandable. Um,
It is,
it,
but oh
it,
man, was that was not a good
it
good
wasn't
couple
no there.
days on
Yeah,
Facebook.
no, there wasn't a lot of constructive
No,
conversation going on.
no, not at
uh,
all. There
yeah,
was a lot of
so
Legion is dead posts, and I don't know if it's dead.
it's not. I don't. It's not. I
I
don't believe that it's dead, but there are concerns.
There are
I ain't gonna lie.
concerns.
I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie. I am concerned at the ability of the company to continue with all of the games equally, support all three of the games equally. Now, we could be completely wrong, and they add some folks and do whatever they do, work some magic, and
Right. They've got
or
this new distribution
everything.
thing they're going to
Yeah,
do. And
yeah, and everything
because,
steamrolls forward, and it's awesome. And
man, sorry, I,
awesome, yay,
I'm still salty at AMG because our local store still does not have Mando or the IG droids. And
yeah,
we are now through 2 weeks past when they were supposed to be released. Three weeks. Because it was release week of our tournament.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which yeah, I'm still salty at that because it's just like, man, I want to support the local store because the local store is where I play.
Mm-hmm.
But AMG, come on now, let's get your distribution crap figured out so that all the stores can get the stuff. So, and it's
Yeah.
not like he didn't pre-order. He put this order in a way long time ago when they were taking the pre-orders. So
Oh yeah.
we're still just twiddling our thumbs, waiting for Mando and the IGs to show up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well.
hey, we finally got the battle forces in though. Oh,
We
those got
did.
released how long ago? So,
Yeah, we did. We got them. Yeah.
but so
All
we'll
right.
see. Maybe AMG can totally surprise us, and then we'll start singing their praises. I mean, again, Legion's not dead. I might put it on the endangered species list just with how things are going, but that's even probably a bit early
Yeah.
for that because
Yeah.
again, we've got a ton of stuff coming. So, and they are nowhere near done mining everything out of this setting for models. They're nowhere near. They're not. Maybe 50%, maybe, and that's with all the different things they could do, especially now that they've introduced the battle forces. And so I guess like that's the cool thing with I think my hope is with this game with this Shatterpoint is that you could do like since they we know we're getting like Ventress and we're getting all the main players that they could do a hey we want to recreate when Ventress attacked Camino and bring in a couple of these underwater droids that looked cool, but would they serve a different purpose than like a B2 in Legion? And so maybe that's why, hey, they haven't done that, but they could easily do it in this because they could tweak it a little bit to be this, that, or the other thing. They talked about Padme and the Royal Guards are going to be showing up, the Naboo Royal Guards. You know, you could get your Gungan force because they could do Jar Jar and Gungans. Um, and it is all, which I think is interesting. Everything in Shatterpoint is all Clone Wars currently. And when they talked about it, they talked about it being an homage sort of a thing to the Saturday morning cartoon. So it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff based on the cartoon. It sounds like, which I think is interesting. But I mean, there's a huge opening for them to do stuff like this with like the Civil War factions, because then you could easily bring in, say, the Shadow Collective, the Huts, the Red Dawn, the all of the criminal syndicates, all of that stuff. You could easily bring that stuff in because this is very much a small scale game that may not scale right to Legion, but we'll see. There's very little information out on this except for the cool minute trailer video that they did, which shows some amazing models, which means I'm gonna have to like up my paint game or get a third job so I can pay someone to paint all these minis awesome. Which, yeah, we'll see. Because I mean, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I can run the Siege of Mandalore. That's what I've been wanting to run since they announced Battle Forces. I want to run. Give me clones, Mandos, Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, and Rex, and I'll make it worse. I'll make it work. Now they haven't said about how you can create, because in MCP, I believe there's no like restrictions on who you can take. You can take Magneto with Wolverine with whoever. If you team them, there's like bonuses. So I don't know how that works in this. They haven't really said, but they did say you could create your own team, and so I'm hoping we can do a little mix and matching, at least within the faction. And you're not stuck with, well, you have to take Anakin, and Anakin comes with Rex and two 501st clones, and then you could take Kenobi, and Kenobi comes with Cody and two 212th clones, or what. So we'll see. There's a lot of unknowns. There was a lot of saltiness earlier, well, late last week. But you know, the time has passed. I've thought about it. I've looked at it. I've looked at what they've released, which hasn't been a lot, and it's not as bad as what I originally said from my original text messages, which I know Rich is probably very upset that we couldn't just record that night because there would have been lots of salt flying.
He just kind of giggles when we start cussing. I get mad.
Right?
Yeah, a little bit.
There was, if we could have gotten together Wednesday, there might have been a table flipped.
Dude, if you could have flipped it,
well, no, it might have been an end table.
Okay, you can. If you could flip my table, you got, yeah.
So, but yeah, I was hot on Wednesday and into Thursday, and then about Friday I kind of mellowed out. I was like, okay, you know what? I mean, Friday was Veterans Day. I don't need to be all angry, and it's not the end of the world. Legion is still there, and even if they stop supporting it, the community is still going. The community is not going anywhere. It's too big. It's in too many different things now to where it'll keep going. And I mean, I look at things like the Middle Earth strategy battle game. That thing only just now recently got a new update, and it's not even an update to the rules. It's just some new box sets to start, and that thing's been going strong for 20 years.
Yeah, people have been playing like games like Necromunda and Blood Bowl for years too. That
haven't been officially supported by the company that made them.
Yeah, off and on, but yeah. So if you love the game, you just keep playing it.
Yeah. So I mean, Legion's not going anywhere for us. So I like the game too much.
Yeah,
so,
I got too many freaking models painted.
Yeah, I mean, I got like a whole army painted to this. That's crazy. I'm working on a second one. I mean, that's really crazy.
I got a lot more games to lose before I'm done playing Legion.
You're going to Worlds. What are you talking about?
Fuck you. Going to Worlds.
Hey, you are the only one ranked on this podcast in North America.
That's not saying much. Rich doesn't even play.
Well, that's.
I didn't know the ranking went that low.
Oh, that's right. You got more games coming. You're going to LVO.
Yes, I am. Yep.
You'll get your invite there. Maybe.
You're right.
Yeah. Happy.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get into the last chance qualifier.
Yep.
Then I only have to win. Then I only have to go undefeated for 12 games instead of.
Oh no, I think you'll probably be able to go. Well, yeah, probably. I don't know how they're doing it. They haven't said.
I don't either.
We'll burn that bridge later when Adepticon shows up.
Yeah, and I'll be looking for a different game to play on Saturday.
Like, all right, let's see. What can I play Saturday?
Yeah. Wonder what's still open.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
that's all I had. So
That's all you got? That's all I got. You got anything to
all I
add,
got.
Rich?
Nope.
Nope. Rich is good. We're
Yeah,
good.
he's
All right.
upset we're not salty enough.
I know. He's
I
Yeah.
wanted to get your saltiness on video, though.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just wait till the next point update. I'm sure we'll be salty as hell when that drops. We'll get that on video.
There's got to be one first. Okay, so
Yeah, there does.
We need
Yeah,
to
so
get
they're doing
each of
one
you
first,
at least
so.
a video camera.
Yeah. We'll just set up a camera. All right, here we go. We start reading it.
yeah, that's
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what happened last time.
Yeah. You got to be fucking kidding me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, thanks for tuning in. You got any comments? Go ahead and throw them down there. We don't care if you're mad or not. I mean, if you're salty, go and throw them out there. Good, because it's free. So
it's free.
Yeah.
So other
So
than roll some dice.
Yeah. So stop listening to us.
Go roll some dice.